Hello, friends. This evening we have got a special guest here on the Tod und Teufel Metal Podcast in cooperation with the festival Stalker. And it's going to be Kragen Lum on itself. So it would be kind if you could introduce yourself for our viewers.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me on the show, Dennis. Um, I'm Kragen Lum from Heathen. I play guitar and write music for the band, and very glad to be here with you today.
Okay, thank you so much, mate. Maybe you can tell something about the first steps. When did you join the metal scene?
So yeah, I joined the metal scene like in the probably late 80s. I was a teenager in Los Angeles, and I formed a band in high school called Psychosis, and we played with all of the big bands that came through town, Sacred Reich and Nuclear Blast or Nuclear Assault and a bunch of other ones, Flotsam and Jetsam. And it was kind of a cool introduction to the scene. I was young, and we took that band as far as it could go until kind of the early 90s, I guess, when grunge came about and thrash metal was put kind of in the background, and then a bandmate and I formed Prototype out of the ashes of Psychosis, and we the albums, and I joined Heathen in 2007, and here we are.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And when did you start playing the guitar?
I started playing guitar when I was 8 years old.
Oh,
I kind of got disinterested in it for a little while. It wasn't really until I was maybe 12 or 13 when I picked it back up again and was more serious about it. I was listening to a lot of the stuff that was coming out, both in the LA scene and in from the Bay Area scene. And once I heard Metallica, it was kind of over. I picked it up and kept playing, and um, started some early bands that didn't really do anything, and then finally, like I said, in high school, started Psychosis, and um, I was lucky to be in the LA scene where we had bands like Dark Angel and Slayer,
oh,
and also be, just a few hours away from the Bay Area scene. So it was a cool time in music back then.
that's really nice. Can you tell something about about joining Heathen?
Yeah, sure. So the interesting story is at some point uh, when we were doing Prototype, we thought maybe that we should look for a separate singer. And I was asking around, and I talked to a couple of people in the industry, and one of the guys suggested Dave as a singer. Heathen wasn't really active at that time. They had
Hmm?
done the Thrash of the Titans kind of reunion show. Um, so we flew Dave down to LA, and he auditioned for Prototype, and it didn't end up working out. But then when they needed a guitar player, Dave called and asked if one of the two guitar players in Prototype, would want to do it. I said yes. I learned, I think it was 4 songs, a couple from Victims of Deception, and a couple from the 2005 demo. And I went up to the Bay Area about 3 weeks later, auditioned for the band, and they asked me after we played through the songs a couple of times if I wanted to be in the band. So that was it. I said yes, and we started working on the Evolution of Chaos material pretty much right after that.
That's really nice. Um, if it's possible, um, what do you think has got the biggest impact on Heathen? With which bands?
Well, I mean, Heathen is kind of like Heathen's a little bit different from the other Bay Area bands. There's an element of classical music,
Hmm?
like influence in it a little bit. There's the element of sort of like Thin Lizzy style harmony guitars. Um, and then, you know, there's, I'm sure that being in the Bay Area, I'm sure that there was a heavy influence from Exodus and Metallica and the early sort of scene. Um, but Heathen's always been sort of unique, you know, in the thrash world. I think we all feel like the band doesn't have any limitations, and we just write what sounds good to us. And if it's heavy or fast or melodic or a ballad, we don't care. It's just whatever sounds good to us. So it's been a cool experience creatively because there's a lot of area that we can cover.
And what was the most impressive experience while playing on Heathen guitar?
Uh, yeah, I mean, you know, I've had a lot of really good experiences. The experience when joining the band was interesting. I was at that time I was working as full time as a producer for the video game company Activision.
Oh,
So
nice,
I would work Monday through Friday, and then Saturday morning I would fly up to the Bay Area, and I would record on Saturday and stay at Dave's house, and then record on Sunday, and then take the last flight home and go back to work on Monday. So that was an interesting and like really, you know, kind of, I don't know, kind of hardcore approach to starting the band, starting my tenure with the band. You know, getting to write some of the early material that I did, that I contributed, a song like Control by Chaos. Um, you know, I remember my first show playing with them was Keep It True, I think 2008, in front of a sold out, you know, crowd. And this past tour cycle for Empire of the Blind, we've really gotten to go all over the world, which has been amazing. You know, places that the band had never been to before, like Singapore and
nice.
Thailand, um, South America and Australia. And, you know, it's been a really, really great experience. A lot of work, but really good experience.
Do you like to be on tour on the road?
My favorite part of playing is the creative part of it. I like making the music the most. Uh,
Mhm.
there's nothing there's nothing like working on a song and having it come out either as good or better than you expected it to. To me, that's what drives me, is the creative stuff. Of course, I love playing and love playing in front of audiences. The only excuse me, the only thing for me is just the travel is very difficult.
Yeah,
Um, and I like the comforts of home sometimes. So,
for
you know,
sure.
yeah, but we do what we must.
Yeah. Can you tell me something about your upcoming release? I guess it's
Sure.
going to be called Bleed the World.
Yeah, Bleed the World Live is a live album. We recorded every single show on our tour that we did in both Europe and the United States with Overkill.
Nice,
We were playing basically a 35 to 40-minute set every night, and we recorded all the shows, and we recorded the band and also the audience. And you know, then we took along through all of the material and find the best or most powerful or something unique about a performance, that we wanted to go on the live record. And then once we gathered everything together and had it ready, we had Zeus mix it. He mixed our last album and produced our last album, and he did a great job. It sounds awesome. It sounds like if you put headphones on, it sounds like you're in the the hall or concert hall listening to the band. And that's really what we wanted to try and capture. I feel like the live albums that I grew up listening to had this magic to them, where it felt like you were there and you could hear the audience participation, that makes the shows what they are. And I feel like in recent years, bands have kind of gotten away from that. There are live albums that come out, but they're just the band and you can't hear the audience, or it's missing something. So we wanted to try and capture the magic um, from the actual shows, and I think we did. I think it came out really good. Our first video for Sun in My Hand live, the audio was recorded in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Um, but the video was actually filmed in Munich, Germany, at
Nice.
Backstage. And we didn't, the audio from the show in Munich didn't come out how we wanted it to, but we were able to synchronize the audio from one and the video from the other. And it's a kind of a cool way for us to make it more of a worldwide, have all the different territories included, because Europe and Germany in particular are have always been great to Heathen, and they're very important to us, places for us to go. So um, it's been really cool. Came out amazing, and we're really happy with the results. There will be another live video coming for the Blight.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
it's going to be really cool. Yeah.
I guess this sounds really great for our viewers here in Germany that you like playing here in Germany. What is your favorite destination in Europe to play live?
I mean, from a performance standpoint and crowd standpoint, we've just Germany's been like a second home to this band. Um, there was a period of time where Lee lived in Germany and he was playing with a German band, De Krups, and I think that that has carried over into Heathen and the support of the band. So when we play places like Turok and Essen, it's packed. I mean those kind of shows are really amazing for us. So um, that's 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 it. If we're talking about just places that I want to go and hang out, maybe Barcelona.
Yeah, for sure. Also in case of the temperature, because
Yeah,
Germany is at the moment fucking cold and it's
I
fucking
I
dark.
bet. I bet. Yeah.
Which heathen song do you like to play best? What is your favorite to play also live?
I mean, I have different favorites for different reasons. Um, I think almost anything off of Empire of the Blind has special meaning for me because I wrote it. Sun in My Hand, while it's not like the most streamed song, it goes over so great live, and there's so much great audience participation in it, as you can see in the video and hear in the audio. It's always fun to play that. If we're talking about the older stuff, I love playing Goblin's Blade and, Opiate of the Masses, and I mean, pretty much anything. I was a fan of the band before I joined, so it's a privilege to be able to play all of this stuff live, whether it's the older stuff or the newer stuff.
That's nice. And do you start a new tour to celebrate your 40th anniversary?
So we are going to be playing a couple of one-off shows in the US, and one in Mexico, I think, where we are playing an old school set
Nice,
for sort of to celebrate the anniversary. Really, we kind of look at it as celebrating the band over the next couple of years, leading up to when Breaking the Silence was released, and the first demo was released in '86. So, I mean, there's kind of a lot that we're going to be doing over the next few years to kind of celebrate that stuff. And we're not going to be doing a lot of touring to support the live album. We did we toured a lot for Empire of the Blind. We really wanted to go into the studio last year, but we kept getting these tour offers. We toured with Symphony X last year, which exposed us to a completely different audience, and it was good for the band. We made a lot of new fans on that tour. Um, but yeah, we're actually going to be heading into the studio this year to start recording the album. Most of the guitar tracks are already finished for the
nice.
record. So it's really just a matter of fine tuning a couple of songs and getting everything ready to go in and record drums and bass and vocals and everything else that needs to get done.
So I get it right that you have got as a long-term goal a new full length release.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd like to release music a little bit differently than the band has in the past.
Okay.
I have had this idea really since 2020, when we released Empire of the Blind. My hope was that we were going to be releasing stuff a lot more frequently.
Okay.
Unfortunately, COVID happened and the world
Yeah.
shut down for a couple of years. So, you know, we had to delay our tour by about 2 years, really, for the album, Empire of the Blind. And anyway, what I want to do is I want to get back to more the idea of doing more frequent releases. So the live album is coming out March 14th. And then we're going to be going into the studio to record the new album. There may even be a surprise before that we're working on. So lots of stuff coming up from the band. We have a lot of material that's been written, and some stuff where it's already like a few songs that are already partially recorded. So you know, like I said, lots of new stuff coming up from the band. We want to be a lot more productive in the later years of the band than they were in the early years.
So I get it right that you're going to release Bleed the World on 14th of March worldwide, or
Correct. Yep.
that's nice. And how will it be available as a CD and vinyl, or what is planned?
Yeah, so the Bleed the World live album will be released by Nuclear Blast on CD. There's a transparent red vinyl.
Nice.
Both are available for pre-order now. For folks that want to pre-order it, you can pre-order it directly from the Heathen store, which I run here out of my house. If the shipping is too expensive, we totally understand. Shipping is crazy right now. Please order directly from Nuclear Blast. That's really the best place, other than the band store, to order, is directly from the label. Yeah, in our Heathen store, we've got t-shirts, and we've got a collector's package that has the LP, the CD, a slip mat, and 2 t-shirts. So, you know, it's going to be widely available, Amazon or anywhere else that you want to pick it up. Just buy a copy. That's all we care about.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Can you tell me if there is also a big tour video is going to be planned? Because I heard from you before that there were shows where you filmed also some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good friend of the band film in Munich, Germany, the entire show with multiple cameras. Like I said, the audio didn't turn out, but the video was fantastic. So that's what the Sun in My Hand live video is. We had footage from that show and one other one that were used to create another music video for The Blight that's going to be released when the album comes out. And there's no plans for doing a DVD or anything like that. You know, in this modern day and age, record companies aren't interested in a live DVD. They know that anything live is going to be up on YouTube anyway. You know, our goal was to give a great live album that people could listen to and enjoy and experience like they were listening to the concert. And we're fortunate that we had some video footage that we could put together, at least for a couple of the songs, you know, and give people that kind of thing as well. really it's going to be all about the new stuff at that point, and then we'll do it all over again. We'll go out on tour and support the new record, and it already has a title. It already has artwork that's in progress. So we're maybe a little further along than I think everybody thinks we are.
So good news are going to come for the fans. I've got a last question to you, Kragen, and now I need a little bit your imagination. I guess it could be a little bit of a funny question, but how would you describe an alien, the music of Heathen?
How would we describe the music of Heathen to an alien?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good question. I think that aliens, if they did research on humans, that they would already understand what certain genres of music would sound like, right? So I guess the way I would describe it would be that Heathen is a mixture of classic heavy metal, thrash metal, and mixed together with classical music influences. That's kind of how I would put it. And then they would have to use their imagination to hear what that sounds like if they couldn't listen to it.
Really nice description. Thank you so much, mate. I guess if it's okay for you, the guest has got the last words here on our podcast. It would be nice if you could say something.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's watching. Thank you for your support. We appreciate when you come out to the shows and buy merch and support us, listening however you can. We appreciate you. Check out the new live album, Bleed the World Live. It's coming out March 14th. Pick up a copy wherever you can, and we'll see you out on the road.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thanks. You too, Dennis.
Es geht um Glück, es geht um Death.